Hey Gemini, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys. Gemini. This card wants to come out. Oh geez, the Five of Wands. All right. Okay, so let's see. Oh, and the Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe some of you guys literally want to move, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe that's something, I don't know. Okay. I also understand that as like a workout class or like something. All right, so let's see what's going on, Gemini. I think that's yoga, actually. That's I don't know. There's something. So let's see what's going on here. Gemini. Okay. All right. So you guys have the reverse Hermit, and this is showing up for your energy for the week. So maybe there's something here that you're like feeling, I want to say kind of feeling confident or feeling like ready to kind of be seen for something. I also wonder if there's something here that you, okay, also for I'm also getting something about something is like a really like deep secret, or something is like not meant to be shared with other people, that kind of stuff. That might be something that you're like thinking of, or you're just maybe doing something that's more of a private type of situation, okay, that kind of thing. I also do understand some of you guys may be like wanting to actually venture out more, but that's not to say that you're also not maybe doing something on an inward level that, again, maybe you're not ready to share, not wanting to share, something like that. All right, that kind of stuff. I also wonder if you're looking at something in the terms of like, I've never done that before, like I've never experienced whatever that is, you know, something like that. So kind of a lot going on here, Gemini. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the Magician, and this is showing up in the area of your feelings. So I do think that there's a feeling of like, you know, being capable in some sense, but I also understand this as feeling like possibly somebody has like manipulated you or something like that, okay? I'm not sure. This feels a little interesting, okay? So there might be like some indication there of maybe feeling like, I don't know, like somebody's maybe being like a friggin' trickster about something, or is like, you know, kind of being like manipulative in some sense, maybe even like a really kind of bad use of power, or not really like thinking something through all the way, that kind of stuff. That might also be something that's going on here. For others of you guys, there's something that, again, you're I think just doing something like maybe deeply intuitive or deeply soul searching, that kind of stuff. And you might be actually feeling a sense of like, I feel more capable of something because you're going into like such a, you know, deep kind of hermit mode. So that was a lot of different storylines there, but all of those came through pretty clearly. So, all right, you guys have the Seven of Swords, and this is showing up in your environment. Seven of Swords in your environment. This might be somebody who's not understanding what's going on here, okay? That's kind of a weird interpretation, but I am understanding somebody who's maybe not understanding that something is like a delicate issue, or that, or they're not, I don't know, not understanding something, okay? Whatever that is, I'm really not exactly sure, but I do feel like that might be something that's going on here. All right, so let's see. You guys have the King of Swords. You might be doing something that's like, I wanted to say doing something that's just like kind of like fun in general. Like, I don't know, something about that. But again, I know that this is already getting like kind of confusing, but there might be something about that. Only because like the colors of these two cards are like making me feel like that. So I don't know. Let's keep going. So for your challenge, you guys have the King of Swords here. So it almost feels like you have something to say, but you are maybe having a hard time getting it out, or that you are not wanting to share something here that, I don't know, is like you're keeping on an inward level. What I will also say is, again, that whole storyline of like possibly feeling like you've been like manipulative, or someone's like, I don't know, being like, again, like kind of tricky with you in some sense, okay, then it might be that the challenge here is you might be like, yeah, you know something, I actually know the complete truth, and you might be kind of dealing with somebody who's maybe like talking in circles, or is trying to like get one over on you. But I feel like if that's the case, I don't exactly think that's really working, but I also think that you're not outright saying it, okay, that kind of thing. You might just be like, all right, I'm going to stay like really stoic here, that kind of stuff. Or again, the challenge might be like being like feeling like you either need to find more information on something. You might be like, I'm not done like doing like a deep dive into this thing, okay? Possibly feeling like I need to find more information, that kind of stuff. Or again, there's some type of inaccuracy or something here that's not like landing right, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so you guys have the Star card, and this is showing up for your opportunity. So there's an opportunity to, I want to say, have something get better, or to maybe reach out to somebody here, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. With this Hermit card here, it could be that you're just, this happened to another sign, I forget which one, but I was saying something about like a real like expandedness of like consciousness, that kind of stuff, all right? Something about that might be part of your opportunity, all right? That kind of thing. I also kind of want to say, I feel like you have the opportunity to like make something better. It could be that you're just, you know, the opportunity could be just to, you know, heal through something, or to maybe do something that maybe is feeling kind of like refreshing for you, that kind of stuff, okay? So let's figure out what's going on. You also maybe have an opportunity with an Aquarius person, okay? So let's see. All right, so ooh, you have cut ties, and this is showing up for the challenge. And then you have tune in and connect. Wow, I love it. Nonverbal communication, intuition, and messages. I love this so friggin' much. Okay, so yes, there, for some of you guys, it could be that you have something that maybe you really do want to like get out or express or whatever it is, but it might be like, I'm having a hard time either connecting with a particular person, or it could be that you are, again, having a hard time like literally getting out the right words, or something like that, okay? That kind of situation. It could be that maybe there's somebody around you who maybe needs a particular level of like assistance, help, like whatever the heck it is, in order to kind of get something like an inner thing to kind of be pushed out. So, all right, let's see what else. All right, Gemini. Cut ties with the King of Swords. I mean, not for nothing. The challenge might be that you know too much here, okay? Or that, again, there's like a hard time with like cutting ties with like a particular thing that you know to be true, or something like that, all right? That kind of stuff. Maybe even changing doctors, or changing a particular like professional person. Maybe there's like a switch up in that in some sense. All right, that kind of stuff. But it does feel like communication, or like honesty, or no, being like, I know enough, or I don't know enough. That seems to be part of the challenge here, okay? That kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see what's up with this. I mean, I got to tell you, I love your opportunity. I think it's friggin' awesome. There's the Sun card at the bottom. This is awesome. Okay, so you guys have, with the reverse Hermit card, you guys have the Six of Cups here. So yes, I do think that you are deeply like, you know, deeply connecting to something that is like reminiscent in the past, or something that you feel like you need to like, I got to go back over and review that thing, okay? That kind of stuff. For some of you guys, maybe you're like studying for something, and you're like, I need to kind of like, I need to go back and like revisit that kind of stuff. I also think there might be something that you maybe felt very strongly on the inside, that maybe you're like, I got to review that. I need to kind of like, you know, review that in some sense, okay? I'm telling you, there's also something that I do think that you are wanting to share with somebody else, okay? That kind of stuff, but I feel like it's like a hard time to get it out. Whether it's because it literally is a hard time getting it out, okay? Nonverbal communication, or if it's like, again, feeling like, I don't know if this is like the right time to share this, or this is supposed to be kind of private, or, you know, something like that, okay? That's kind of what I'm understanding. All right. Okay, so let's see. You guys have the Magician, and then you have it with the Page of Swords reversed here. So yeah, yeah, this is like really all about communication, or like, you know, seeing something, or something about that, okay? Like, I don't know if this is like wrong place, wrong time, or overhearing something and it like hit you the wrong way, or again, like having a hard time literally like getting like your words in order, or like organized, that kind of stuff, okay? Something about that, or just the organization of something that is like clearly important, that I think you've been thinking about like a lot, and it might be rooted into your childhood, or it might be like, dude, I've experienced that since childhood, childhood, whatever it is. So yeah, I do think that there's a feeling of maybe feeling like, okay, I'm curious about this, but I don't think that that like really works, or feeling like I'm too scattered to like get this thing up and running, or to like, you know, put energy into this to get something, to put like action behind it, you know, that kind of stuff could certainly be something that you're feeling. And again, you might be feeling like somebody is overhearing or sharing something that you might be like, that wasn't yours to share, or that was like the wrong use of power, or you know what I'm saying, like something like that, wrong use of authority, I almost want to say. That to me is more like the emperor. Sorry, I don't know why that was so hard to get. I was going to say anchor, and I was like, that's not right. Okay, there might be something in there. So, all right, with the Seven of Swords, you guys have the reverse Seven of Pentacles, and this is showing up in your environment. So, I wonder if somebody has like tried to like work something out, or is having like a hard time doing something to the point that they might be like almost wanting to like give up on something, okay, that kind of situation. I also understand somebody who might be using some type of method of like approximating something, or kind of like it's like, okay, it's not like perfect, but it's like we can kind of see what's going on, you know, something like that. This is definitely going to be a confusing reading, so sorry about that, but that's, I don't know, that's what's going on. So all right, certainly could be something regarding that, all right? Also, it could be that maybe there's been, maybe around you, or a situation, maybe there was like a lie, or, you know, an inaccuracy, something about that, and I wonder now if there's this like feeling of like, was that worth it? Or like, now where do we go from here? You know, something like that, okay? I even understand wanting to be like, hold on, let's untangle this, or let's we have to take a couple steps back to kind of see like really what this is at face value, or, you know, something regarding that, okay, that kind of stuff. I also understand possibly somebody who is like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore because I just feel like a friggin' phony. I feel like I'm making it up, that kind of stuff, okay? That, I mean, that I am picking up that energy as well. So, all right, for your challenge, you guys have the Three of Pentacles with the King of Swords here. And again, this is with this like cut ties card here. So, all right, in the past, I feel like you were working together with a certain thing, or you were working on something with a particular plan or a particular like blueprint in mind, that kind of stuff. If this is showing up as your challenge, I wonder if it's like, you know what, I need to cut away from like this group, or I almost want to say an insurance group, like an insurance group. I really do. You know, that kind of stuff. That might be part of whatever this is going on here, okay? I'm like weirdly picking up that storyline very strongly, okay? But there might be something where it's like you had to cut ties with a particular plan, or a particular maybe group of people, or, you know, something like that, okay? That kind of stuff. All right, that could possibly be, you know, what's happened in the past now. And again, this challenge might be now having to like maybe explain yourself in a particular way, or trying to like kind of figure out something with pure, like I'm absolutely sure about this, that kind of stuff. Having to figure that out after maybe a plan went like south, or maybe a hard time working together with people. I even wonder if there's been like a lack of cooperation, or people are not agreeing on something here, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe you're dealing with multiple people. Maybe there's 3 people involved in whatever's going on here, or this is just like a workplace thing, something like that, okay? Something to do with like some type of, you know, collaborating, or working together. So, all right, you have you have the Knight of Cups, and this is showing up as the action to take here. So it feels like your action is to follow your heart, and to kind of, and your intuition, okay? Your intuition, following your heart, that kind of stuff. And I almost feel like this is like landing on like a different solution, or landing on something that maybe is more like harder to kind of like pinpoint, or harder to kind of like define, or set like limits to, or something like that, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. It's like, it's okay to have something maybe not so like cut and dry. That's a little bit what I'm understanding. It seems to be bringing in this Two of Wands, which to me is like, hey, I mean, if this old plan like didn't work, or like, you know, something wasn't, what, I don't know, like a hard time working together, or again, like a plan that didn't really come into fruition, that kind of stuff, then I feel like this Knight of Cups energy is bringing in a sense of like, okay, well now we can kind of like pick a different path, or now we have like, we can go down this option, we can go down this option, that kind of stuff. Kind of feels like it's like, what do you want more? What is your desire? What is your desire and where is your heart? It's like, what do you wish? And then what do you want to do? What do you want to push out on? That kind of stuff. I do think that there's something about bringing in maybe a new plan, or starting to like putting a plan together, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe one that is more in line with something that you really believe, or really like, you're like, that's the one, like my heart's in that one. That makes sense. Something like that. All right. So let's see. You guys have you guys have the Death card, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So, all right, maybe there's an avoidance of transitioning something right now, or something about that, okay? There also, maybe you guys are not really into numbers, or the number 31 or 13 might like not be something that you're into. I have no idea, okay? That kind of stuff. All right. I would also say avoid accepting something if you're feeling like something is still in transition, or something is still kind of up in the air, that kind of stuff. It's like, avoid accepting that like right away, or accepting it at all, you know, that kind of stuff. Especially if this is maybe somebody who's like, hey, let's continue this cycle. And you're like, that's cool, but the last one didn't work. So, you know, what's going on? All right. That could be something here. All right. Okay, so let's see. You guys have the 10 of Wands with the Star card here, and this is showing up for your opportunity. Again, you have it with this card, tune in and connect, nonverbal communication, intuition, and messages, all right? So I really, really like that. So, all right, yes, it feels like right now your opportunity is to, again, either heal something, or kind of like, I even want to say just be comfortable being yourself, and being like, this is who I am. I feel friggin' awesome when I'm just being myself, or I'm like kind of doing something that's maybe like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, or you know what I'm saying, like kind of mixing something together here. You might be dealing with a Sagittarius, okay? I feel like I've been saying that all week, actually. I feel like I've been saying Sagittarius all week long. All right, so it feels like in the past there was something that you were able to like handle, you know what I'm saying, like either able to handle a lot of, I almost want to say like trauma, or I don't know, something, able to handle like, you know, a lot of like big emotions, or like a heavy burden, something about that, and you've been kind of like carrying that with you. I feel like your opportunity is to kind of like drop that and do something that is like really like healing for you, or refreshing for you, something about that, okay? This might even be the opportunity to be like, you know what, I'm going to lay down the burdens from the past, and I'm going to kind of reach for like what I know is like my purpose. I mean, no, this card doesn't say purpose, but another one of the oracle cards in the air sign series, I guess we'll say, their oracle card said purpose on it. So I will say the air signs have been, I guess not that similar, just Libra and Aquarius were kind of the same. But anyway, either case here, it does feel like there's just something here that it's like laying down your burdens, or at the very least completing something. You might have completed something that was a friggin' struggle, and it might be like, now it's your time to friggin' relax, or feel refreshed, or reach for something that is like feeling, again, like refreshing for you, or you know, whatever the heck it is, okay? That kind of stuff. I even understand energy clearing out the vibe, clearing out the room, whatever the heck it is, okay? That kind of stuff. Tune in and connect is like so awesome. Like, I love that. This to me is like really deep listening, okay? Definitely using your intuition, okay? Absolutely. This might even be using your intuition to figure out maybe what somebody else is trying to get at. Like, do they want this thing? Do they want this thing? Okay? Really important to like really, really listen to that, okay? That kind of stuff. Or observe, you know, that kind of situation, feel the energy, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, so you have the 9 of Swords, and this is showing up as the action to take. Something might need to be repeated, okay? Maybe this is something that needs to be repeated maybe 9 times, okay? Maybe 9 times, 12 times, whatever the heck it is, something about that. It feels like that's what this is kind of suggesting here. Maybe being this feels like a school room. I feel like I'm in a classroom, okay? That's what this feels like. So there might be, that's actually exactly what this feels like. And you know something, life is a classroom, or the world is a classroom. I don't know, there's like a saying like that. But there is something that I think that repetition is the way to like do something here, okay? Especially if somebody is maybe having a hard time in some capacity, it's like repetition, 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 okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe even a sense of pressure. Some people work better under pressure. Maybe you're one of those people. There's something about that, okay? All right, so let's see. So you have the King of Wands, and this is showing up as what this Nine of Swords is going to do. I feel like it's bringing in confidence, and I feel like it's bringing in like some real progression, moving forward on something, okay, advancing, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm feeling, and I definitely understand the energy of like being like super confident about something, or being like, now I have like, I feel confident enough that I can kind of like go all the way with this, that kind of stuff. I can understand like the grand vision of something, that type of situation, all right? That could certainly be what it is. I wonder if it's like start with the biggest thing and then kind of work down, that kind of stuff. That might be what we're talking about. I know sometimes that sounds counterintuitive, but in your situation, that's what I'm picking up. All right, so what to avoid? You guys have the Page of Pentacles here, so I think that there's maybe an avoidance to like maybe broadcast whatever this is, or maybe to even give advice on a particular thing, that kind of situation. All right, that might be something to avoid here. I also want to say avoiding giving a particular thing. What that is, I'm not sure, but I do think that intuitively you guys are going to know that. So there might be something where it's like, hey, avoid giving a particular thing to this, or sending out a particular message to this thing, whatever the heck it is. There's something about that, okay? I'm not sure. There might be a particular like object or something that is make somebody uncomfortable, or I don't know, something like that. But that's kind of what I'm picking up here. I would also say don't offer something until it's ready, okay? Don't offer something to somebody until it's ready, or don't put out a message until something is like kind of confirmed, or I don't know, something. So, all right, that's what I have for you guys, Gemini. I really hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you can check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.